I will say, in the interest of saving characters' opinions, there's more to her than what it seems.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Okay.
I don't doubt it whatsoever.
I'm like one of those people who's watching a reactor and has a favorite character, and the character comes off poorly the first time you meet them, and you're like, oh god, I gotta say something otherwise. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Justin, and we are here with another episode of Mushoku Tensei. We are in the back half of Season 1. I remembered we crossed the line, and I couldn't remember. I thought we were in Season 2 for a second. No, we're on the back half of the second. We're on the second quarter of the first season. First off, though, we have a couple of comments. Richard Wilde from A Young Lady in Violence says, "Whoa, did not expect a Saint Seiya discussion in here. Yes, Saint Seiya was not really a harem anime. There wasn't really any romance on it. There was only a hint of romance between the main character and Goddess, but really wasn't explored in the show, outside of a movie, I remember."
I forgot there was a movie. However, yes, that is absolutely accurate.
As I believe I explained, I did not watch it, and was entirely basing my thoughts on, a poster?
Yes.
Also, the name, for some reason, I read Saint as a woman. So Saint Seiya, I thought the main character was a woman, and thus just anticipated, based on the style of the animation, the era that it came out in, to have been a harem anime. I think we discussed it's more like Ronin Warriors than anything else.
Yes.
Alright, next up we have Katra-chan from A Young Lady in Violence as well. Is Justin expecting relations between third cousins? Obviously, if Philip is Paul's cousin, that makes him Rudy's second cousin, and any of his children, as an heiress, third cousins.
Kind of what it's setting up.
I think it's what you're pushing, or what you were pushing in the discussion.
Yeah. In that case, at that point in time, it must have been what I was expecting.
See, I don't know. Here's the thing. When we talk about, third cousins and everything like that, I live in the South, so there's an expectation of redneck shit going on. Obviously not here. I'm from the North. I live in the South, but...
Yeah.
So maybe I have a bad view of Southerners. But the thing I'm getting at is, I'm pretty sure there's an accepted number of division from your family.
Oh, God, I've heard this number before.
I thought third cousins was in that realm, but I don't know.
Think it might be 5? I don't know how the hell I've heard this number, but I've heard it.
Well, typically it would have been like a date. I meant a joke. It would have been a date.
That's a...
As of February 2014, 24 U.S. states prohibit marriages between first cousins. 19 U.S. states allow marriages between first cousins, and 7 U.S. states allow only some marriages between first cousins.
Okay.
Slightly over 10% of all marriages worldwide are estimated to be between second cousins or closer.
That number doesn't shock me.
Yeah. I like this question. Is second cousin inbreeding? In clinical genetics, consanguinity is defined as a union between two individuals who are related as second cousins or closer. So, third cousins out then is not inbreeding, at the very least, though that is a weird measure to base your relationships on.
True.
It's a good line of "get out there," but to be fair, Rudy did get out there, and that's the girl he met.
Yeah.
That's
also
the underage girl that he met.
Also, a lot of the standards that we are dealing with are to a more medieval setting.
To be fair, I guess the medieval culture of, say, Europe did involve a lot of royal inbreeding to the point of having very bad health problems, especially in the royal family.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I mean to the point of, like, marrying off people across the entirety of Europe and having them all actually be, like, one or two families.
Yes, it did.
I believe most of the people in charge of World War II were actually related to World War One. But yeah, sorry, I had another thought there and it just completely escaped me.
It's all good.
How about you go ahead and remind us what happened the last time?
Okay. Last time we got to the larger city. Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember the key details now. Got to the larger city, saw that we had to get passage on a boat, which for Rougeard was going to be hella expensive. To the point where they could work S-class jobs for the rest of their life and maybe not make it. Roxy and that group is in the same city as well, and they're kind of just dancing around each other, whether it's intentional on her side or not. Rudy gets his eye replaced with a demon eye, so he can focus his energy and see into the future, but not by much. And then it ends with an argument that between Rougeard and Rudy that we had a whole discussion about because he was going to get rid of the staff that Eris got him in order to pay for the passage.
Yeah. See, I remember more of the discussion happening around the boat part, but then again, I think we were using the boat part as not a metaphor, but an example of the difficulties involved and the time frames.
Yes.
Sorry, while you were talking there, I put up the Who's That Pokemon of did we find anybody else in the group of adventurers from the past? Which is your question to answer, in case you forgot.
Yes, okay. So I see Paul in the front. Can't remember the name of Rudy's mom in the back. It's been so long. Thank you. It's been so long since we've seen her.
Oh, yeah. Well, remember, a giant thing happened. Some would call it a turning point, in fact.
Oh, snap. Yeah, so I see Zenith in the back. I see girl with the long pigtails beside Paul on the one side, and the dwarf behind him. And then you have this is making me question if not Pierogi Master. I don't have questions about Pierogi Master.
Sorry, I remember the joke. I don't remember who it is. Who you're talking about?
Perugius. Ghislaine.
Oh,
is what I'm thinking.
Well, that's not Pierogi Master. Pierogi Master is the guy in the sky that you think is
evil.
I know. Now I'm remembering it.
So, oh no, okay, yeah, I see Ghislaine here. It's just she's younger, or at least that's what it looks like. So I think we're only missing the guy with the knife.
God, my vision is fucking horrible. It's like you say Ghislaine, oh, but she's young. It's like, is that okay? You must mean the person to the left of Paul.
Correct.
Okay. So, okay. Yeah, alright, so Ghislaine was the first person, obviously, because she's the one who says this, that brings up this image in the first place.
Correct.
So elf, dwarf, cat girl, Paul, wife, and then so you think this is the random person in the back on the right is the only one still missing.
Yes.
All right. Soon enough, that image is going to be worthless. Worthless. I mean, as soon as we figure out who that one guy is, we can't play Who's That Pokemon anymore.
True. And I'll be sad, but it'll be fine.
Oh, I mean, anything else to bring up before we get into this?
I hope we get another episode where they're still dancing around each other for some reason. I don't want them to have the reunion yet.
Would that be narratively satisfying for a show, though?
Yes, because I think you get cliffhanger on one of the groups being in trouble, and the other group hearing it.
So technically, we already had that cliffhanger. Remember, Roxy showed up when Rudyard and Eris are doing their sparring contest, and she looks at them and then runs away.
But that's not a group being in trouble.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's crisscrossing a paths. We've literally seen them.
Oh, I know that.
All right. I guess without anything else, then let's go ahead and get on into it.
Let's do it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
That's a statement.
I mean, technically, you are. You're looking for at least one man.
True. As I have said before, the blonde girl's hair would be insane to manage.
It's also a world of magic.
True.
If memory serves, King Class is 2 below top.
Yes.
Oh, does he look familiar? Does he look familiar? I don't know who the fuck that guy is. I mean, one of those three is dead. We saw it happen.
お二人は国老の牙の元メンバーだったのですよね。昔のパウロさんってどんな感じだったのでしょう。
クズじゃな。クズですわ。あの男の話はしたくありませんの。
そんなこと言いつつこうやって付き合ってくれるあたり、やっぱり仲間ということでしょうか。
Guess it
しか
does.
し、一体何をやったんでしょうか、パウロさん。
Well, there was this girl named Lilia? Fuck, we also forgot to bring up the board. Anyway, I forgot. I don't think I had changed anything to the board other than adding that one girl's name, so I think it's safe.
Alright.
But, sorry, I lost myself here. What did Paul do? Where Lilia, that's what I said. Well, there was this time when they were young where Paul was a rapist.
Yeah, Paul did some stuff.
He earned
Just like
his
she-
scum title.
Just like she's about to be involved in some stuff.
There's a difference when it comes to consent.
It's true. That's why I said be involved in, not did.
Although, I guess for the viewers out there, I will have much harsher words to say about that, or not harsher words. I will have different words to say about that further into the season, so don't you worry. I still remember my point of view.
デッドエンド。それは魔大陸では知らぬ者はいない悪魔の名前。スペルド族の中でも特に危険で、その名の通り、その姿を見てしまえば生きては帰れないとか。
私にはよくわかりませんわね。
エリーナ・リーゼさん、真面目に聞いてください。デッドエンドは実在する人物なんです。それと同じ名前の冒険者パーティーが。
Oh, also they finally said their names, so I can add their names to the board.
名前が売れ出した。
Hell yeah.
これは偶然なんでしょうか。
けれどいい男という話ですわ。長身で色白で槍を持つ美男子だとか。私がベッドで聞いてみましょうか。
わしが聞いたところ、デッドエンドは3人組。とにかく喧嘩っ早い赤毛の剣士狂犬のエリス。子供好きで悪事を見逃せない番犬の。
Did Rudy never mention Eris in a letter before?
とにかく悪いことしかしないチビの魔術師飼い主のルージェルだ。
I see the confusion.
Yeah, because Rudy is the kennel master, so they don't really use his name. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Did he never send a letter about Eris? Or mention Eris once in a letter?
I don't know.
とにかく関わり合いにならないよう注意しましょう。
I mean, maybe not, you know, don't mention one girl to the other girl.
いくつあっても足りません。
そうじゃな。これから人探しを
He's a 30-year-old guy from our world. I mean, that seems like common sense.
では気を取り直して本題に入りましょう。フィットアリオの方々に関して何か情報はありましたか？
ないな。
全然ありませんわね。
すでに転移してから一年。遅すぎたのかもし
Now,
れ
there's your
ない。
time frame. Been a year.
Yeah.
もっとも
Which
私た
goes-
ちが探すのはパウロさんの
It's
こと
funny.
です。
We had a whole discussion about 8 months. They've been adventuring for 8 months, which means there was a 4-year setup time.
まあゼニスなら大丈夫ですわね。
引退したとはいえ、元 S 級冒険者じゃしな。
ルーデウスも目立ちますから生きていればすぐ見つかるはずです。となるとやはり探すべきはリーリャとアイシャですね。
わかりましたわ。明日また情報を集めてみますの。
そうじゃな。
すみませんがお二人ともよろしくお願いします。
ほらこっちこっち。ほら行こうぜ。
ブエナ村を離れて6年。ルディはどれくらい大きくなったのでしょうか。
Kind of a black sand beach.
Yeah.
赤毛
Black
の
Sand
剣士と
Beaches look
槍を持
sick.
った長身の男。もしかして例のデッドエンドでしょうか。飼い主とかいうチビはいないようですね。この二人強い。まさか本当にスペルド族な
Of
ん
course, we already know this is minutes away, or minutes before Rudy left.
Yep.
And we see her running down a hallway, or an alleyway, behind that Rudy, right there.
Yep.
まさか見ていただけで襲ってくるとかないですよね。
Interesting hallway to run down.
No, it's their room. She went back to their room.
ノキシ帰ってたんですの。あなたも混ざりますの。
That's how you repair that.
Yeah, now that's a,
宿の修理費かなり痛い出費です。
you think?
情報収集も中途半
It's
端
her
ですし
fault.
I know.
全部エリナリーゼさんが悪いんです。
I think a normal person would have just run out of the
情
room.
報収集してたら熱烈なお誘いを受けたんですもの。
だからって花
Okay, it wasn't their room. She was just fucking in a random alleyway.
わかりますわ。
Hostel, I guess.
私のように美しく強い冒険者があんなチンピラになすすべもなくおもちゃにされる。そう考えただけで子供ができそうになる感じが。
知りたくありません。
まあロキシーはまず最初の一人を見つけなくてはいけませんわね。どう今度一緒に。
絶対やりません。私はいつか男らしくセッ
I will
クスライ
say,
ト高くて
in the
でも
interest
まだ子供っぽい表情
of
をしている
saving characters'
迷宮
opinions,
の奥底で偶然
there's
助けら
more
れるん
to
です
her than what it seems.
そのまま
Oh, I don't doubt it.
力を合わせていくうちに
Okay.
互いに
I don't doubt it whatsoever.
I'm like one of those people who's watching a reactor
お子ちゃまですわ
and
ね。
has a favorite character, and the character comes off poorly the first time you meet them, and you're like, oh god, I gotta say something otherwise.
はいはい。
Not saying she's my favorite character, I'm just saying there's more to her than this.
No, she is very clearly skilled and has merit to be there.
ガルスはルイジェルドを運んでくれた。代わりにザントポートに着いた時、とある密輸品を解放するのが条件だ。なんだかきな臭いが、今は頼るしかない。
The guy he saved from getting a head smashed in with a pot.
船旅といえばイベントの宝庫だ。船に乗ってイベントが起こらないなんてありえない。タコ、イカ、サーペント、海賊か幽霊船か。その辺に襲われて。
I would have loved to see episodes about
たどり
that
着いた
stuff.
先は孤島でヒロインと二人きりの生活が始まる。最初は俺のことを嫌がって。
Pretty sure it's not happening.
いくつかのイベントを乗り越えることで。
I'm pretty sure this is just in Rudy's mind.
そして孤島で。
If it is, I respect it.
やることは一つだ。
Oh. It's being given the narrative of Rudy describing what could happen.
燃え上がる情熱、若き血潮、弾ける汗、響く潮騒。夜明けのコーヒー、二人きりの
100%.
Also, he had shorts before, and now he has a
現実は
leaf.
非常である。
She is not meant for boat travel.
A lot of people aren't.
私死ぬのかな
Am I going to die?
笑いますね。ちょっとトイレに行ってきます。
ああいってらっしゃい
See, I'm happy that's the way they show Rudy is doing that.
Yeah.
変な匂いがするわね
I mean, it's different, like getting seasick on like a... I can't remember what they're called. The little boats you take from like an island to the shore, or that sort of thing.
Oh, ferry.
Yeah. Getting seasick on a ferry is easy because, you know, you're gonna get there pretty quick.
着いたのね
Versus across the
に
ocean
なんか
on a boat.
いえ、ミリス大陸から中央大陸までもう一度乗る必要があります。
その時はまたずっとヒーリングしてくれる
いいですけど、今度はエッチなことをするかもしれません。
なんで意地悪言うのよ
意地悪ではない。本当に辛いのだ。
僕も我慢するのに必死なんです。
I mean, that's a very awful thought to have.
次はちょっと触るくらいならいいわよ
残念ながらちょっと触るくらいじゃ済みません。ぐっちゃぐちゃにされる覚悟ができたら言ってください。とりあえず僕はルイジェルドさんを迎えに行ってきます。留守番お願いします、ね。
Yeah, but it's honest communication. As messed up as it is between, in theory.
あまり期待させるようなことを言わないでほしいものだ。
Honest communication is a lot more than many people have.
Yeah, but his whole implication of it's your fault, I have a hard time controlling myself, isn't healthy as a
God,
thought
no.
process, so
No.
it's not a good starting place from healthy communication.
They have healthy communication about things that are not healthy. This gonna turn into a fight.
だからよ、あいつうぜえからぶっ殺してやったんよ。また俺の勝ち。勘弁してくださいよ、兄貴。こんなところに潜んでるなんて。
Well, yeah, I mean, we know it's gonna be a fight. The entire point was that he was supposed to liberate some items.
Sorry, I thought this was him getting Rougeard.
Well, it might be that too, I don't know.
いい加減黙れよ、クソガキ。殺すぞ。 そうだ。
Because I think they're gonna ask for more money.
Well, no, remember it was a deal that they liberate items wherever they're going, because it's a whole smuggling operation. So they're not actually paying any money. It's the manpower they're supplying.
That's messed up.
I'll go figure that the bad guys are bad.
他に捕らえられている人間はいないようだ。無論全員助けるのだな。
でも結構な数の警備がいますよ。どうします？
皆殺しだ。
皆殺し。
子供を殺すような奴らだぞ。
Rougeard's got one line, so you know you're fucked when you cross it.
しかしこの警備、どのみち交戦は避けられない。ルイジェルトにやらせてはいけない。バレたらまたスペルド族の悪評が広まってしまう。やればいいじゃないか。どうせ赤の他人、こいつらだって人を殺してるんだ。
ルーデウス、安心しろ。お前は手を汚さなくてもいい。い
え、僕がやります。
お前の手はエリスを守るためのものだろう。俺のことは心配するな。
Let the man do it.
No.
Let the man cook.
No, it's what he was just talking about in his own head. He can't let Rougeard do it because it would hurt his reputation, and he's trying to fix the spurred reputation too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't let a spurred go on a murdering spree. I grew his hair back pretty quick.
Yeah, you're about to be hurt.
I mean, it's the fact it was a slow stabbing.
Yes.
助けに来ました。落ち着いてください。僕は皆さんを。もう大丈夫です。助けに来ました。
Just add a creepy note to Rudeus.
Yep. It's gonna be our spurred friend.
Oh, so he shaved his head in the meantime.
こちらも全員治癒し終わったところです。
Yeah.
死んでしまった子は治せませんが。
It's crazy that they left her dead body in there.
救えなくてすまなかった。
従属の子供たちですね。
ああ。奴らこんな子供たちを無理やり許せん。
He is not happy.
You are shut beast.
Wait a second.
So shut be shisha. Sashu check you wash.
Okay, never mind. I thought for a second there I heard the word agente, and it was like, wait a second, is Beastkin French? But the other words didn't sound like that.
Yoshi, Bishai Yuoshi. ルイジェルドさんはこの子たちをよろしくお願いします。
I mean, conceivably, if you killed everybody in there.
敵はもういないが気を抜くな。
了解です。
Yeah.
But I don't understand why you just didn't open every door anyway.
いたいた。今助けるから待っててね。結界か。ありがちですな。
There's gotta be something special about this dog.
やけにあっさり。
Well, I mean, that the girls wanted it rescued.
ダメよワンちゃん。私には妻と夫が。
なんちゅう触り心地。
ああ、たまらねえぜ。
やだろ。えんな夜明け見うなや。
ワンちゃんどいて。
Black Canary.
まずい。なんだこれやばい。
Yep.
やばい。体が。キャカ。ビスルーベシオーサ。うずぎマーシシュ。うずぎマーシシュ。デニッシュゲビオ。ビシュ。今じみうなや。足すむり。
Fondling is a weird way to say that.
違うんです。
This show has shown fondling. That was not fondling.
Oh, if somebody like gets upset that I'm petting their dog, I don't want them telling the cop who's fondling my dog. That is a weird way to say that.
Exactly.
Well,
I get the episode title.
there you go. You got exactly what you wanted and then some. Not only did Roxy and gang not meet with Rudy and gang, and we saw them wander around in the background of those episodes like they were. Now Rudy isn't even with his gang anymore.
I think he's going to be because I'm pretty sure they're following the scent.
Well, at the end of the episode, Rudy wasn't with his gang anymore.
Correct.
And Roxy didn't find Rudy and his gang anymore.
That would be an accurate summation.
Also, I just looked at the overlay again and noticing that you're drawn as a character that you don't know yet, and I'm drawn as a rapist, so I'm just realizing the awkward nature now that somebody commented before, I think, that I knew that from last time watching, and I went back and I rewatched it, and me and Griffin were joking about something else when it gets said, so we didn't even notice. So no, I did not know in the last watch through. Literally just found out that the guy that I had myself drawn as. You work at a restaurant, is that true?
You know what? If you claim to have a social media following of a high enough followers, free lunch exists.
No, that's a shame. I was hoping you were going to say if you come in and you're homeless, we might give you a free lunch. One is rewarding.
Legally, you cannot.
Legally, you can't. Well, you know what? Fuck the law, then, I guess, is my answer to that.
I agree with that sentiment. It's because of allergy bullshit.
Oh. Well, I mean, what does homeless have to do with that?
I don't know if it's like this in Canada, but I know in the US, you cannot legally just give food to the homeless if, directly from a restaurant, because you don't know what allergies they have or what preparation methods were used.
Oh, I'm talking about in the restaurant. If a homeless person walks into the restaurant, because you're there.
That's a whole that's a whole nother thing. Typically, when a homeless person comes into the restaurant, a lot of the times they will do it in such a way that's abrasive to what's going on, or they will come with a smell or whatever, not to their own detriment whatsoever.
I used to work at Goodwill, right? And you did homeless people showing up, and we'd have them fill out some paperwork and whatnot, and then we would give them free clothes and whatnot, so they could try to get back on their feet again. But there was a customer there that goes there all the time. I'm not singling anybody out because nobody knows where I fucking live, so I can't be toxic anybody. Who would literally complain about the homeless people showing up because their example was actually restaurants, because I think they used to own a restaurant, and they would complain about homeless people would always show up asking for handouts or something. It's they're homeless. Would you rather them just dig out in the dumpster? What are you looking for here? I understand the difference between, say, the people you see who walk down the middle of the lanes of traffic, claiming to be homeless, looking for money, and sometimes those people just walk around a corner, get into their car because this is their job. They're not actually homeless; they're just working on your goodwill. There are those people out there, but I don't think the people walking into restaurants who are obviously not well off, just trying to get something to eat before they starve to death, are...
You can't...
I also understand it's a business, and the business is...
Oh, no, so that... It's not even that. The business side of it's the obvious. I know I don't need to comment on that. There is so many people who surprisingly make it look like that they are actually homeless when they're not.
Well, that's what I'm just talking about.
It's legitimate, because there's certain tells, but there's people who suffer through those tells.
There was a guy who used to... Again, my biggest example is the people who, panhandle on the side of the road when they're not actually... there's been those, news reports where the people, they follow them, and they walk to a building somewhere down the way, they change into a suit, get into a car, because they make more money panhandling than they would in a normal job. There was a guy up in Maryland, where I used to live, who would stand in the middle of... Not the middle of the street, but, an intersection, with a sign panhandling, and it looked like he had gangrene on his leg, and that was just an effect that he put on his leg, come to find out.
Yep.
So, I mean, I understand it, but at the same time, if you are debasing yourself to the point of walking into a restaurant and people are like, we need you to leave because you're so clearly not been in a facility that you could wash yourself and your clothes are like this, then I feel like you may have earned it, in my respect. Even if you're not.
No. As someone who's worked in the industry, I have seen so many cases of dine and dash, or people faking this, or people faking that.
Well, dine and dash is not the same thing.
But it counts in a similar vein. Because there's a lot of cases where there's so many people try and take advantage of restaurants. Like, it's very commonplace to come in, order food, put one of your hairs in it, and say, "Oh, there was a hair in my food. I'm not going to pay for this."
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're the expert here, so. See, I wouldn't think about that stuff, except for the comedy sketches I watch that are literally about those things. You know, dude does it right in front of the waiter. I just saw you do that. What are you doing? No, I didn't.
And that's exactly what it is.
I'm the kind of person, though, that if there was like a hair in my food in a restaurant, I would just push it to the side and try to ignore it. I'm the kind of person to typically complain about anything in a social setting.
I get it.
Oh, we all ordered food that I don't like. I guess I'm just going to sit here and chat and not eat. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, your experience is at a restaurant. My experience was at a Goodwill. Goodwill, we try to help people. You know, we have a whole section literally about filling out paperwork to try and outreach, community outreach. So,
yeah.
Oh, you were homeless before, you just got a new house, let's see if we can get you some furniture. You know, that sort of thing.
And I think that's very important, but that's why food banks exist. And now we need more of them, we need better run food banks, all of this, they need more funding. But like, the way restaurants are going, that good faith in that idea is very much falling more and more to the wayside.
I guess it also depends on if you're like privately owned versus being a franchise. Franchise businesses tend to have opinion, not information I actually have. It seems to me that franchise businesses have a lot of waste, and that waste could be given away.
You are legally not allowed to do that because of allergy bullshit.
When I say given away, I'm still implying walk-ins, not like giving them to food banks.
It's still the same thing.
Also, I guess most of my experience comes from like a hard lines retail perspective, where like, say Target, for example, if you can't sell the books anymore, you rip the covers off of them and then throw them away. You know, instead of donating or anything. You got to make sure these can't be used again, and then throw them away. So,
well, that's the type of consumer society that's been developed, though. If you're not going to pay for it, why are we giving it to you?
It's the point of, well, if we're not using it, why can't somebody else?
Oh, I understand, and that's how I feel. However, that is not the standard case.
So I'm also just thinking about that news report I heard the other day of the, I can't remember, the like a Catholic outreach house in Texas that the governor is trying to shut down because they're helping migrants. You know, people with no housing that have crossed the border that need help. And I think the outreach place's position is, sure, we can get them processed and everything, whatever you want to do from the government side. But in the now, they need help. So we're helping them, because that's not the Presbyterian thing to do. That's not the Catholic thing to do. That's the Christian thing to do. That's the Jewish thing to do. That's the Muslim thing to do.
No comment.
Well, I mean, I understand that I came at it from a political position, but at the same point, that is just a humanitarian thing. I think it still fits into what we're talking about.
I understand. On that topic, no comment.
Okay. Well, I think we've swerved off of the show quite a bit. Was there any last thing you wanted to say before we wrap up?
I want to know what's up with that dog.
Yeah. Sup, dog?
Exactly. You get it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, that joke's been around so long, I don't think either of us are going to be able to pull it. What's up, dog?
But no, that's it.
Alright, well, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Justin, we've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?